What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm here in South Carolina for seminars. This is Brandon from Lionheart MMA. Today we're going to talk about how to spar polite and not make enemies at the gym, because this happens a lot. There's always somebody.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a list. We're going to go back and forth and tell you guys what not to do, or you can send this video to somebody else and just be like, hey, just stop doing that. Gabriel says not to. All right? Intro first, then we'll jump to the video. All right, Brandon, so you're the head coach for striking at Lionheart MMA, and I'm sure you have people when you come in, you have to be like, oh, okay, let's just tone it down. There's things that we don't like to have. So I'll go first, and we'll just rattle off back and forth some things which we don't like doing. The first thing, which I hate, is when people front kick to the face in sparring, right? In Thailand, you do that, they're gonna light you up for it because the bottom of the foot is considered dirty, but you guys know I love front kicks to the face. If we're moving around, I'll do that occasionally about that distance away, because if he accidentally tosses his head forward and I kick him, I'm still gonna go, it's my fault. I shouldn't be messing with that. Have you had people that do front kicks to the face at the gym, or is that everybody knows?
Not too often. Our general rule of thumb here, though, if you can't control it, don't throw it.
Yeah.
And for us, we try to get as close to what they're going to get in combat as possible. So front kicks happen.
Yeah.
We want to train as realistic as we can, but I tell them never touch the front kick. If you're going to throw a front kick, snap a teep to the chest instead. If you're going to make contact,
that's a good
don't
one.
actually aim for the face, but we want them to have the real feel of it. I've been to some gyms, Thai gyms. I love them. We get fussed at when we go places because they're like, oh, we don't throw hook kicks to the head or stuff to the face. And I'm like, well, how do you guys do in competition? Because we throw anything that's allowed.
Yeah, why not?
know?
And if you don't throw it, you don't know how to defend it. So that's a great point. I do throw the front kicks to the face or to the chest occasionally. I'm always worried about that slight discrepancy in height if somebody drops and I mess up. So I generally will go more like upper torso, or I'll just pull. But that's my first thing. Like, don't throw front kicks up to the face and be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna tap him. It's just a no-go. What's one that you don't like? Something that you're like, yeah, stop doing that.
Honestly, wild haymakers. I get a lot of that. We get a lot of wild haymakers. We get a lot of people that come in off the street. We're really good at converting them. Yeah. But it's not so much the haymaker itself. I don't like when people throw sloppy things without intent. Okay. Anything can be thrown at a high level, no matter how bad it looks. We see high-level guys throw crappy things all the time that work really well. But if there's no intent, it's just a mistake. Yeah. You know, if there's no intent, there's also no control. So that's one issue we have. Yeah.
So just when you're going to throw things, don't just kind of be like, oh, I'm coming through, or even with a round kick, oh, I'm blasting through, because you got to be able to pull. Exactly. Essentially. Yeah. What was the phrase that you used the other day? What you were saying? I remember you saying you say it to everybody.
Oh yeah. Our motto here is intensity under control. Intensity. That's our main motto. We want to show the kill, but we don't want to take the kill, because
show the kill, but don't take the kill.
Yeah. We take care of our training partners, and when you break a partner in my class, you don't get another one, and the broken partner doesn't get to train for 90 days. Yeah. That's an ironclad rule. That's it.
Nice. Okay, the next one that I really don't like, and I'm somebody who loves sweeping. I love throwing people around. We sparred today for a whole bunch of rounds, and I tried to dump people all the time. But I try to do it as nice as possible. What are the ways that you can be mean? Well, very simply, targeting joints. So if you throw a left round kick at me, and I come here and I go bang right into his knee, or I come this way right into his knee, yeah, I'll get the sweep, but he's gonna be injured. And I actually had a sparring partner back home who had his ACL or something like that actually dislocated or popped or stretched, whatever the heck it is, off a sweep. That shouldn't happen. You're targeting up here, or you're targeting way down there. Nothing in between. If you're somebody who likes that, cut it out, I say.
No, I get that.
What else do you not like?
Well, can I piggyback off the sweep thing?
Yeah, please.
With the sweeps here, I like to teach sweeps in levels, off-balancing sweeps, regular sweeps, and full dumps. Yep. Generally, we stick to just off-balancing sweeps except competition time. We don't go crazy hard. And basically, you show the sweep, or you do enough just to get your opponent off balance to set up something else. And that's a safe way, in my opinion, to both practice a sweep, get the real application of it, and then all you need is a little time with a crash pad or one willing who knows how to fall, and then you can turn that into a full dump. There's no need to go full, like, 100% on a sweep.
No, and if you do get really good at sweeping, or you build up to that point where you're dumping people every round, you know 10% required to sweep this guy, or 50% required, or 20%. And if you don't understand that and you go 30% when you could have gone 10, that can be somebody getting the wind knocked out of them.
Oh yeah, and would you agree with sweeps? I think a lot of people get confused. They go so hard. I teach people, usually it's head before foot.
Yeah.
A lot of times people, like we had it today when you were going over the seminar with some of the sweeps, we had a couple people, they grabbed the head, they kicked the foot first, then pulled the head. I'm like, it's head before foot. You want the weight off the foot for most sweeps. And I think if people understand that, they will realize they don't have to go very hard with it at all.
Yeah, no, I would agree on that completely. Next thing I really don't like, even though it's so popular right now, calf kicks. I can't stand them. I'm not saying I can't stand them in the sense that don't throw them. I'm not saying that. Throw your calf kick. But we could go with nothing, and I can touch his calf, he can touch mine, and we're still going to be walking later. In my first fight camp for karate combat, I went, you know what? There's calf kicks involved. I have to start conditioning my calves the same way that I would my thigh. So I told the guys to blast my calves. I had 1 week straight where every night at 3 a.m. I woke up because I had a bone bruise, and I just kept waking up feeling nauseous. And I went, okay, I got to tell people to ease off. You can demolish somebody's calves through shin pads, and it shouldn't happen. So if you're going to be a calf kicker, ease on back on the power. Unless it's full training camp and you're a professional fighter, then sure, maybe. But do you let guys calf kick hard or calf
We
kick
don't do a whole lot in here.
Yeah,
under the competitions we currently do, we can't really throw calf kicks.
Okay, well,
so we stick to our rule sets right now.
Stick to the rule set. Yeah.
But if we do an MMA, sometimes we do once in a while we do MMA rounds because this is an MMA gym. That's my background a lot of time.
Right.
We'll add them in, but generally they're super light with it.
Yeah.
Because we've all been kicked hard. We all hate it.
Yeah. Do you got one more, or should we wrap it up there?
I think the biggest one I hate. We get people, especially when we get boxers specifically, wild, uncontrolled boxers who try to come in with the same head movement they start with, and what happens is they rush in and they end up headbutting people constantly because they don't understand, like, hey, we're being nice by not, blasting your head off your shoulders.
Yeah.
That's one. And really, in general, anything where, acknowledge your debts.
Yeah.
As we've talked about that. If I throw something to the head, you don't block it, but I just tap you. Don't just eat it and walk through. And here, a lot of times, if one of them, no matter if they're beginner, advanced, if they hit me, I literally stop and go dead, and then we keep going because if that had knocked me out, I'm a limp body on the floor. You can do whatever you want with me. Acknowledge your debts.
Such a good one, because the number of times that I've landed, like if we're sparring, your hands a little low, I've come and touched people,
that happened today.
And then they cross me in the head after. I'm like, yeah, I just pulled that. I could have completely iced you. What do you? And they punch me hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so that's such a good one. That's probably the best one of this whole episode.
During our spar, last one, I think you saw that. When you hit me in the head, I raised my hand up right after. I was acknowledging the death because I was like, yeah, that caught me so clean.
Yeah. So guys, these are things that are going to make you popular at the gym. If you don't have sparring partners, you can't learn. Nobody wants to spar with you. They're like, no, I don't want to go with that guy. Everybody avoids you. Don't be that guy. And there's always somebody at the gym. I swear, every gym, people are like, it's that guy, you don't want to spar with him. So let's all be good sparring partners, not make enemies. If you enjoyed today's episode, please give it a like. If you happen to be in the South Carolina area and you want to come out and do some training with Brandon, actually really impressed with his striking, his thought pattern, everything he's teaching his students, head over to Lionheart MMA. And guys, as always, train hard. We'll see you back here soon for another episode.